Aoba. Porra, Fel, foi mal. Eu não sabia. Fala aí, Was. Como você está? Boa tarde, Wolf. Tudo na paz, meu amigo? Mano, as aventuras do engrenagem sólida, velho. Vamos jogar esse jogo aqui. Ah, não, tranquilo, pô. Ô, bosta. E aí, Kendron? Aí. Momento engrenagem sólida, vamos lá.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Vai ser praticamente a primeira vez que eu vou jogar, porque quando eu joguei eu tinha uns 7 anos. Não lembro de nada. Sinceramente, não lembro de nada. Nada. Hideo Kojomba mitadas, velho. O único triste é que minha TV tá um pouco lavada, velho. Tipo, com as cores lavadas. É o primeiro. Cobra de metal, velho.
Oh, now you're a breath of fresh air.
Valeu pelo follow. Achei que já tava seguindo. Entendeu? Esse aqui é o primeiro da cronologia toda. Esse aqui é a primeira missão do... Ah, faz sentido. É a primeira missão do nosso querido Naked Snake aí. O Cobra Pelada. Ele é o Cobra Pelada, velho.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask.
Nessa cutscene não sei porque fica tipo todo travado, mas depois fica normal. Valeu pelo host, Kendron. Seu lindo. Faria um coração aqui, mas tô sem câmera. Beleza, mano. Fica tranquilo. Eita. O jogo travou? É? Ixi. Acho que o jogo travou. Ok. Acho que vou ter que pôr em espanhol pra ficar funcionando direito. Ah, velho. Olha os caras, velho. Os caras não param com bullying, velho. E aí, dudes? Tive que reiniciar que o jogo travou. Estou jogando Metal Gear pela primeira vez. Beleza, Rafael? Tranquilo, velho. Vai lá, vai lá.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Mano, engrenagem sólida, velho. Cara, ainda não cheguei lá. Tô no começo ainda. Vamos ver se agora vai travar de novo. Se travar, talvez eu vou ter que cortar essa cutscene. Famosa cutscene que dá pau, velho. Ferramenta de metal sólido, também pode ser. Não, eu parei no sexto episódio. É sexto. Eu ia começar o sexto, mas daí eu não continuei. Eu vou continuar hoje.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing
Terra alla vista.
Terra Vista. Eu não mudei a voz, eu tenho que mudar pra português de Portugal. Pra ser mais engraçado. Ao cigarrão. Mas não sei se tem. Não sei se tem. Se tiver, vai ser engraçado.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior.
Por enquanto vai continuar assim. Com a voz do francês italiano. Não lembro agora que eu coloquei. Se travar de novo. Sueco.
Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Ai, dudes. Só falando. Se travar de novo, eu vou ter que cortar a cutscene, hein?
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Putz. É que antes de chegar, a imagem travou. Ah, mas agora foi.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen.
Vai ficar todo estranho falando sueco, porque sueco é bem diferente.
Opening rear hatch.
Eu descobri que se você tentar colocar mensagem que não é de... Tipo, se uma língua latina pra uma palavra em inglês fica estranho e vice-versa.
Sunrise.
Então, dudes, não sei porquê, mas nessa cutscene fica assim, travadão. Mas depois fica normal. Eu testei em 4K e funcionou, 5K e funcionou sem travar. Só na cutscene que eu não entendo por que fica travando.
Temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
Então, bizarro, né?
To drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate the alarm panel.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
É só o avião aparecer que trava. É porque os Smurfs, caixa d'água rebaixada. Ué. Como assim, velho?
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission.
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission.
E aí, como tá a imagem e o som, tá bom?
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name
Tá
is
direto do meu
Nikolai Stepanovich
PS2.
Sokolov.
Emulado.
He's head of the OKB-754
Aquela
design group, one of
emulação.
the Soviet's top secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
Não
Very
sei.
same.
Só nessa cutscene.
On
Também.
April
Aparentemente,
12th,
só nessa cutscene tem
1961,
essa
the
listra.
Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development.
Deve ser problema da
and head of
ROM,
the
que eu peguei uma
newly
ROM
established
traduzida.
Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first.
Naruto
succeeded in
transforma em
sneaking
panela de
Sokolov
arroz.
over the Berlin Wall shortly
Que?
after. I was the one who
Você
conducted the
tomou os
operation.
remédios certinho.
The
Mas não
security
pode esquecer de
officers
tomar os
decided to
remédios
hold back.
esquizofrenia, hein?
Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece.
Tô zoando,
The
cara.
ordeal had
Tô
left him
zoando, calma lá.
exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2
Ah,
weeks, more than
explicou.
600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba.
Eu tô ligado, pô.
So
Relaxa,
the
só tô
world
brincando
avoided
só.
a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever
Vou colocar
to
aqui minha
either
gata
the
pra
US
jogar.
or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Ele deitou aqui comigo e não sai mais, né?
They wanted
Né,
us to
Tena?
return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same
É, eu tô
technology.
ligado, só tô zoando com o título mesmo.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon
Sim, eu
so
sei
big
que
that
o gear é
Khrushchev
engrenagem.
pulled out Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yask, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs.
Eu coloquei engrenagem só pela zoeira mesmo, tá ligado? Que é mais pra peça.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been
Eu
possible
joguei
if it was still in the research.
o quinto jogo, o Phantom
This is our
Pain,
last
e o
chance.
Ground Zeroes.
Sokolov must have
Eu gosto
known
bastante
that
deles.
he contacted us.
Esse que é o terceiro, que é o primeiro da cronologia. Cara, o 5, por mais que ele seja meio meh na história, ele tem uma gameplay muito boa. Esse aqui é o 3, ele também é muito bom. Eu só joguei quando criança, então eu não lembro de nada mais de como fazer as coisas. Eu joguei bem pouco, na verdade. Mas todo mundo aprecia o 3 como um dos melhores. Ele também é o primeiro da cronologia do Metal Gear. É 3... Aí vem... A cronologia é meio confusa. Eu sei que o 5 tá, tipo, meio que no meio ali. Então, Hyuga, nem eu. Esse aqui, ele, se você ficar uma semana sem jogar, o velho morre.
Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes.
O Solid Snake, Solidus Snake, Liquid Snake,
Take it easy.
Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, Solidus Snake e Venom Snake. É um dos bosses desse jogo. Se você ficar uma semana sem jogar, tipo, você salvar e ficar uma semana sem jogar, um dos chefes morre, porque ele já é velho. Então ele morre de velhice.
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Sim, tem muita cobra. Tem cobra sólida, tem cobra mole, cobra venenosa,
But if anything goes wrong,
cobra sólidos.
you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
É, mas é engraçado você pensar que, vou desligar o videogame porque eu não tô mais com saco de me enfrentar esse boss. Uma semana depois, ué, cadê? That was she said. Aí, ó. O cara tá chegando como? Braulio.
Oh, now you're a breath of fresh air.
Valeu pelo follow, Hyuga. Seja bem-vindo a essa droga aqui que é minha stream. Obrigado. Obrigado mesmo. Eu fico até sem jeito, velho. Vocês são foda, mano. Sempre acho que nunca vai ter ninguém pra ver minhas lives. Tem alguém. Obrigado mesmo. Aí. Uma sugestão que eu te dou, Hyuga, é se você quiser jogar um Metal Gear que não é stealth, jogue Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Mano, melhor hack and slash do mundo, velho. Puta que pariu. O único hack and slash que você pode cortar o seu inimigo em 300 mil pedacinhos. Mano, é muito bom isso, velho. O Lego Batman ainda tem que experimentar. Eu tenho todos os Lego Batman, mas ainda não experimentei.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call
Interessante.
you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox
Nunca
unit.
pensei nisso.
In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
A cobra
You've
estava
been issued a knife and
pelada,
a
véi.
gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
Então, se você quiser entender a história de Metal Gear, é
Better go back
foda.
and get it then.
A melhor opção é procurar por os profissionais de Metal Gear que conseguem explicar a história foda. Tem um canal que ele fala bastante da história de Metal Gear, ele é muito bom, mas eu não tô lembrando o nome.
Stand in front of a tree
Daqui a
that's
pouco eu dou uma
cutting
olhada,
ivy and
se eu
sense
achasse
the
meu
action.
celular.
I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk
Mano,
violating
eu odeio...
Soviet airspace, but I'll be
Eu não abro inglês.
My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to
O
talk
motor
to
caiu.
me, use the send function.
Ah, meu
Okay, Snake.
celular
Go get your
ficou...
backpack.
Peguei meu celular. Cara, em história é confuso, hein? Puta que pariu. Mas a gameplay é boa. O Solid, o Naked Snake consegue escalar árvores, velho. Só que eu sou meio burro, velho. Isso aqui é pro Play 2, mas tem pro PS3. Que é a HD Collection. Então, tem no PS3 também.
I see you've retrieved
Eu
your
tô
backpack.
jogando no emulador de Play 2.
To equip a
Aí eu
weapon,
coloquei filtro pra
it's
colocar em
necessary to take
1080p.
it out of your backpack. In the
Ô, bosta. Que tá explicando o básico. Bom, no Play 2 ele é um pouquinho mais feio. É que eu tô usando filtros no emulador aqui pra colocar ele mais bonitinho. No PS3 é praticamente é praticamente isso. Sim, essa grama é no PS2. Esse rádio é longo. Mas sim, o jogo tinha essa grama.
Some of the basics of CQC.
O jogo pro Play 2 ele era muito bonito. E no PS3 não fica atrás.
Now.
É que ele se aproveita do fato é que ele é dividido em áreas, entendeu? Tipo, então ele só dá render nessa área e depois tem mais um loading, saca? E essa mata, ela tem uma coisa importante. Tá vendo ali, ó, resplendor verde militar? Tá vendo que tá em 10%? Que eu tô em pé, né? Se eu abaixo, fica em 40, né? Se eu deito, fica em 60, 50. Mas se eu for pra dentro do mato e ficar parado, ele fica em 80. É pra usar como camuflagem. Você também não vê o personagem. Mas é pra dar um feeling de realidade mesmo. Que a pessoa, tipo. O Naked Snake tá camuflado. Saca? Eu acho isso aqui bem bacana, na verdade. Mas é que ele é se dividido em seçõezinhas. Esse aí é uma tela de loading escondida. Aí, ó, viu? Até que demora um pouquinho pra carregar. Então ele usa todo o poder gráfico do PS2, todo o processamento do PS2 pra colocar essa grama, as árvores. O próprio Snake fica em boa qualidade. Putz, Waz, aí eu não sei. Queria te ajudar nessa. As árvores. Eu tenho que tomar cuidado com os crocodilos. Eles matam. Mas olha isso. Eu entrei na lama e o Snake ficou com o resquício da lama. Acho isso tão da hora, velho. Olha lá. Porque ele entrou na lama, ele ficou com o resquício da lama. Pô, isso é muito massa. Sim, esse jogo é lindo demais. Faz o Play 2 chorar, velho. Coitado, o Play 2 chora pra renderizar tudo isso. Jesus, meu Deus da árvore, que somos nós. Meu sonho é esse jogo ser lançado oficialmente pro PC. Tem o Solid 2, subsistência no PC.
I've
Você compra na
spotted
GOG.
2 enemy soldiers.
Eu pretendo comprar. Jogar o Solid 2 aqui na live.
KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Realmente. Não, esse jogo aqui é
Snake, your
bonito pra
presence in
caralho.
Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen.
Sim, sim.
The success
Inclusive
of
dá
the
pra
mission
matar um dos
depends
chefes
on
assim.
how
Você
well you use
espera
your
um dia,
camouflage.
você espera uma semana e o chefe morre
Change
por
your
causa que ele deu um
camouflage by
track nos dias
selecting
que salvou,
camouflage
sabe?
from the
Acho
survival
isso tão da
pane.
hora.
The uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl
Sim, sim.
instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index.
Ah, tá falando
The
agora
camo
do
index shows
sistema de
how well
camuflagem
your
do
current
jogo.
camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and
Putz,
vice versa.
esqueci. Quando que eu comecei? 34 minutos
The key
atrás.
is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Sim, sim. Início. Hoje é 7, né? Hoje. Escolha horário. Agora é 3h58. Foi 4h45 mais ou menos. Pronto. Putz! Ah, se eu fui visto, que bosta. Pouquinho. Normal, velho. Ativar os save states aí. Eu dei mole, eu dei mole. Eu tô acostumado com os controles do 5, velho. Ô, bosta. Camuflagem, claro. Isso aqui. Agora eu sou praticamente invisível. Não, não, eu vou normal mesmo. Não tem por que ficar usando save state também. O cara tá ali só no soninho. Camuflagem verde só funciona no verde, obviamente. Ah, acertei. Momento stealth aqui, velho. Vou aproveitar, vou aproveitar. Olha o cara ali. Olha lá. Aê, passei aqui. Só foi visto uma vez, hein? Só caguei no pau uma vez. Ah, o jogo ensinando que eu posso usar as coisas da natureza ao meu favor. Rapidão, eu volto rapidinho. 5 minutos, 5 minutos. Aí, fui colocar o balde de roupa na laje. Não, que o laser. Que o Snake aqui tá do mal, velho. Aquele sorrisinho cruel.
I hear something. There's nothing here. Huh? Who's that?
Puta que bosta.
Radio, where's our backup?
Volta, volta. Mano, eu fiz certinho, velho. Teria no bagulho de mosca lá, no bagulho de vespa. E o bagulho não matou os caras, velho. Não, isso não vale. Pronto. O jogo me roubou aqui, hein. Putz. Ah, não, velho. Mano, vocês estão vendo isso aqui, né, velho? Ô, camuflado 100%, velho. Ninguém me viu.
This is HQ. Patrol. Who's that?
Mano, que bosta. Só não entendi porque o esquema aqui de voltar e sair não funcionou, mas beleza, né? Mano. Não, não vou usar save state não. Eu vou na moralzinha mesmo. Jogo robô, velho. Não sou bom em stealth. Essa é a verdade.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. We've lost the enemy. Enter high alert.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Mano. Perito, velho. Pera, o que é? Imagina um robô, roubou outro robô. Aí manchete robô, roubou, roubou. Realmente. Que bosta. Tô vazando. Não! Ah, caralho. Eu tô acostumado há 500 anos. Aperta o A, o A, o X no controle do PS2 pra fazer o rolê, velho. Não foi, velho. Cacete.
Who's that?
Ah, mano. Vai, meu filho. Caralho. Banido, velho. Mano, eu tô quase rushando essa parte, velho. Que bosta. Vou rushar, vou rushar. Vai. Gruda de parede não, caralho. Não pedi. Ah, é Y. Filha da puta. Bora. Rushei. Não funcionou. Que merda, eu sou muito ruim, velho. Eu tô muito acostumado com os controles do 5, velho. Os controles do 5 são uma delícia.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory.
Sokolov,
You
velho.
should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Eu vou ver se tem alguma opção de outros controles aqui que eu quero ver. Cara, porque eu tô tão acostumado com os controles do 5. Ou não. Do 5. Talvez tenha que os comandos já sejam velhos. Deixa eu ver. Visão em primeira pessoa, normal, invertido. Vibração, não. Não. Não tem opção. Que bosta. Eu vou ter que me adaptar ao controle agora. Ok. Acho que isso faz parte, né? É um jogo, né? Se adapta, morra.
HQ, respond.
Bosta.
Patrol here. We're under enemy fire. Enemy's position is unknown. Going into
Cacete.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
Tem inimigos ali. Pra frente. Opa, tem inimigo vindo aqui também. Mas eu tô escondido. Estou escondido. Vai embora.
Is somebody there? Who's that? Ah! Radio, where's our
Volta. Caralho. Tentar de novo. Mano, eu sou muito ruim, velho. Puta que pariu. Funny Games, velho. Cara, eu sou muito ruim, velho. Só tô passando estresse mesmo. Cacete. O que eu mais odeio, ele não pode andar agachado, velho. Ele não anda agachado. É só deitado, deitado é muito lento. Vamos lá, vai, continua. Mano, cara, eu tenho ódio disso. Ele não anda agachado, por quê? Qual que é a lógica? Mano, qual que é a lógica de não andar agachado, velho? Andar assim ele anda, mas não anda não agachado. Eu preciso que ele ande agachado. É mais rápido, mas é furtivo. Pelo amor de Deus, jogo. Pô, não faz sentido, velho. Não faz sentido. Falando pra você, velho, não faz sentido isso, véio. É bizarro. Tipo, se é pra ser em stealth, também tem que ter opção de mobilidade, mas, pô, tá ligado? Continuar parado. Se arrastar é muito lento. Ah, paciência. Já veio. Mano, vou deitar todo mundo na porrada. Foda-se. Caralho, deitei todo mundo na porrada mesmo. Mano, mestre você quer ser, porque stealth que é bom.
Major, I'm in front of Sokolov's cell, but the door won't open.
Hold on, Snake. What's the current condition?
Condition?
Yeah, what phase is it now?
Evasion.
Exactly. I already said you can't contact Sokolov during battle. Don't you listen to people when they're talking? Well, anyway.
ficar aqui quietinho. Tá todo mundo morto mesmo. Deitei todo mundo na porrada. Ele tem a animação de ficar ajoelhado, mas ele não tem a animação de andar agachado. Lógica pra quê, né? Mas tudo bem. Sucesso na minha missão, ó. Não fui visto.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Vulcan's men? You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
É diferente, mas cagar. Que adianta?
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of
Essa é a
his
pior desculpa que
word.
alguém pode dar pra não ter uma coisa no jogo. Até porque agachar
You've got no time
não é
for
só de
this.
Splinter
You'll have to
Cell.
get me out of here
O
before
Kojima
he
ficou com
arrives.
preguiça mesmo. O Kojima é espreguiçoso, ele é
Colonel Vulcan
preguiçoso.
of Gru.
Ah, tá bom assim mesmo. Vai só rastejando que nem uma cobra. O jogo é Solid Snake mesmo, mano. Snake Eater.
Never heard of him.
Precisa ainda colocar algum. Tem
He's a member of
poucos.
the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize
Eu não
control
pus a
of the
lista
motherland.
do
Ever
negócio.
since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last
Ai, que
November.
delícia, porra! Ai, que delícia! Ai, que delícia, cara!
Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing
Os caras,
Khrushchev,
velho.
and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB
Seis não
812,
presta.
known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America's truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts.
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I had to kill them. There was no other way. But no one will know we were involved.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Legal. Todo mundo que eu deitei, velho. Deitei todo mundo. Cadê todo mundo que eu deitei? É pra todo mundo tá acordado já. O Sokolov dando um Kamehameha ali no ar. Tijolinho, velho. O Sokolov é meio tijolinho, mano. É aqui que a gente vai encontrar o Ocelot.
So this is the legendary boss, huh? Huh? We meet at last.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Cadê o... Não!
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
Mano, o cara faz um nhau todo e... Ele fala, por que você desistiu? Rolou alguma coisa aí?
You're not the boss, are you?
Vixe. É, o PC travar é complicado mesmo. Uns tempo atrás eu tinha que jogar coisa bem levinha mesmo. Tipo, super levinho, senão travava também.
What is that stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
Mestre do CQC aí, pô. Ah, pô. Depois vê se você não consegue achar uma configuraçãozinha mais leve pro PC, velho. Às vezes é só questão de configuração mesmo.
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see.
Ah, não, aí tudo bem, aí tá valendo. É, mesmo assim, depois procura uns vídeos no YouTube pra configurar o OBS, que dá pra deixar ele bem levinho. E mesmo uma máquina meio ruinzinha, dá pra jogar pelo menos uns retrozinhos Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, assim, essas coisas.
Filthy American dog.
Cena exagerada, velho.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
You're pretty good. Sim, o OBS normal é bem mais leve, porque ele não tem os negócios de navegador, pesa bastante. Só o OBS Studio. O Streamlabs OBS ele é bem pesadinho. Pra uma máquina mais mediana é complicado mesmo.
Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
E agora? É, mas pô, eu já usei o OBS também. É tudo questão de configuração. Se você configurar bonitinho, dá pra tirar bastante do travamento. É claro, vai ter que limitar a jogar jogos bem levinhos, tá ligado? Como eu disse, Super Nintendo, essas coisas assim. Mas tem bastante jogo Super Nintendo muito bom. Dá pra brincar. Ah, Dead Cells é um pouquinho mais pesado, eu acho. Super Metroid. É, Super Metroid dá pra colocar. Ó, só. Depois tenta com um jogo mais leve. Com Super Metroid, um Super Mario. É que dependendo do jogo, mesmo parecendo leve, é um pouquinho mais pesado.
From the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes.
Jogos
The
de Game
best
Boy
Crew has
Advance.
to offer. They're coming for me.
Que eu já tive o PC ruim e eu fazia live com o PC
Calm
ruim.
down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup.
Só me alimentava jogo mais leve. Tipo, bem levinho mesmo. Nada de PC.
That's what they were making you build.
Yes. The Shagahod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBMs.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain.
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo.
Caramba, mano. É o Metal Gear aí, ó.
Is that thing finished?
No, this is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly. They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go.
É o grande momento.
Boss?
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Eu sei como que é o efeitozinho. Relaxa, daqui a pouco passa. É porque tá bastante coisa na tela. Pouco bitrate, provavelmente.
my friends. Let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood. Is he crying?
Oh yeah.
Kuwabara, Kuwabara. Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
Mano, lá se vai o braço do Snake.
Seen my face. We can't let him live. If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished. He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him.
Pode ser. Só precisa arranjar pessoa pra jogar comigo, né? Então vai ser o Gustavo, você, mais quem? Éder, o cara vai virar um titã agora, velho. Claro que eu aguento. Meu PC aguenta Sekiro. O Tiger? Não sei se vai poder. Perguntar pra ele. Perguntar agora. Chamei o Furry. Acabei de mandar mensagem pra ele perguntando se ele quer participar de uma live e parei. Vai ser dedaria e grito no cu, velho.
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Bom, pra quem tava curioso em saber o que eu tava comendo, era uma barrinha de cereais. Bem gostosa, de banana e mel.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Assim que é bom, pô. O furro.
Snake, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Just
Acho que não.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move?
Vou mandar uma mensagem pra ele.
You've got to get those wounds treated.
Perguntar um negócio pra você, Gustavo.
All right, let's get you fixed
A
up.
Mione perguntou se você topa jogar Mario Party pra acabar com a amizade.
Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button.
Eu tô tranquilo.
Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen. They need to be fixed using surgical treatment. Move the healing cursor with the left analog stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left analog stick to select the
Se tu me ferrar, vai a panar.
To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with the fastener and then wrap it
Se
in
tu me
bandage
ferrar,
with
vai
action
apanar.
tape. Lacerations, you need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of
Ah,
blood,
não,
and
velho.
bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely. Understood?
Yeah.
Stay with me.
Terra la vista.
Terra vista, ó. Sangrando, então é sangramento. Cadê sangramento? Ok, eu mando. Beleza, Ruf. Valeu, velho. Ah lá, velho. Os caras acham que ele tá no porão, mano. Me curei todo. É mais difícil quando tá em espanhol, velho. Eu não entendo espanhol. Olha lá, olha lá, olha lá, olha lá. O pauzinho serviu pra parar a dor. Agora vai usar de tala, velho. O cara é bruto mesmo. E o Tiger tá jogando também. O Furro tá jogando, velho. Mas meia horinha eu paro. 2 horinhas tá bom já. 5 horas de live, velho.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon. Can you set it up?
Essas tecnologias foda aí. Olha o Metal Gear aí, ó. This is a Metal Gear, ó. Piu, 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 piu. Helicóptero maneiro, hein? Queria ter um desse. Que isso, velho? Caralho, velho. É um lançador de nuke, velho.
Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. kiss of death?
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Legal que o Volgin aí volta no 5.
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
Versão brasileira, Alamo. Eita, velho, nukezão, velho. Acho que sim. Se for, eu aumento o som. Opa, quero sim. Salva aí. Uma hora e 26 de jogo. Mais da metade foi cutscene. Obrigado, jogo. É agora, hein?
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake
Cobra comedora.
Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive. For the day we see new light, I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way
Eu prefiro a minha versão que é o Cobra Comedora. Ainda bem que meu microfone tem a opção de mutar, porque eu estava cantando a música. Eu sou esperto. Min macaco esperto. Min mutar o microfone para poder cantar.
Power supply to payload antifreeze system shows no problems. No gusts. All systems go for drone detachment.
Snake, we can't risk a halo jump this time around. Airspace security has gotten tighter since we were last here. We can't get as close to the ground as we did during the Virtuous mission. So instead, we'll be using one of our newest weapons. Snake, you're being given an honor on par with Alan Shepard. This is our last chance. Show your patriotism. If you fail, you'll be back in a hospital bed again, waiting for the firing squad.
Macaco brilhante sabe usar tutano.
So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most advanced ICUs in the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Must be part of the top brass's inquiry.
More like an interrogation. According to them, I'm a traitor and an accomplice to the boss's defection.
They're just looking for a scapegoat.
Does that mean they're after you too?
Let's just say neither one of us is going to be made a national hero out of this.
Does this mean Fox is going to die?
No. This Fox is still one step ahead of the hounds. The reason I came to see you today, Jack, it's time for Fox to clear its name.
What are you talking about?
The situation has changed. We've still got a chance to come out of this one alive.
Yeah, what kind of chance?
Don't get too excited. Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban.
Sabe que tá me dando vontade de jogar, dude? Metal Gear 5.
They decided when they're going to execute us?
No. Something even bigger. Yesterday, the White House received an unexpected call.
President Johnson?
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Chairman.
It was a hotline call from Khrushchev to President Johnson.
From the head of the Soviet Union?
That's right.
A few days ago, one of our country's main design bureaus, OKB 754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion. At about the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Does any of this sound familiar to you? In retaliation, I have placed our armed forces on secondary alert. Depending on your response, I may be left with no choice but to order the military to maximum alert and unleash Armageddon. With the help,
Se eu ficar muito travado, aí eu uso o save state.
I was able to survive the Cuban incident. But my power is not as great as it once was. If I am to survive this crisis, I must have your full cooperation.
I should have contacted you myself. Did you know that one of our soldiers defected to your country a week ago?
No.
So you haven't heard then. The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin, of the Brezhnev faction. Go on. Who is the soldier?
Her name is the Boss.
Seria legal.
A living legend. During World War II, she was the one who led us to victory in that war. In Russia, you know her as Voyevoda.
You mean the boss? The mother of your special forces?
Yes, that's the one. And she took 2 miniature nuclear shells along with her.
The boss took 2 miniature nuclear shells.
I'm afraid so. I believe they were a gift for her new hosts. The Davy Crockett Atomic Battle Group delivery system was completed 2 years ago. But serious problems were found with
Oh,
the
Peace
launch
Walker,
range
tô
and
ligado.
precision. Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
But Sokolov's research facility was completely wiped out. The whole area is polluted.
I can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
So, the boss, with Colonel Volgin's help, stole 2 experimental nuclear shells and took them with her as gift when she defected. Then, shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top-secret military research facility, was destroyed by one of these weapons. Am I right so far?
Yes, that's correct.
And the American government denies any involvement in the affair. Is that right as well?
That's correct. We were not involved in any way.
Then what was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our radar screen? It was clearly in a violation of our airspace. And yet you say it was not acting under your orders.
That's correct.
You expect me to believe that this was all the work of a single soldier?
I don't know what else to tell you.
The Army insists that this is all a ploy on your part.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Our government had nothing to do with it.
And I would like dearly to believe you. However, I'm afraid my power over the military has weakened since the Cuban incident. I will need some kind of proof that this was not the action of the American government. You have 1 week. You must catch the boss yourselves and recover the remaining nuclear device. Then, you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence?
Yes, preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your tricks.
The boss should be close to Colonel Volgin. How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable. And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction, which seeks to topple my government. 1 week. You have only 1 week. And if it is not too much to ask, do something about Volgin as well.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. Call it a modest gentleman's agreement to ensure our continued relationship.
What if we can't prove our innocence?
Then I will be unable to restrain the military. I will be ousted, and they will seek their revenge.
A nuclear attack on the United States?
I leave the disposal of this situation entirely to your discretion, Mr. President.
Disposal, huh?
If you fail, it will mean the beginning of a new world war.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
And eliminating the boss ourselves will prove America's innocence?
Right. The higher-ups have decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off. You were her last apprentice. Screw this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under. There's no choice.
Are the Russians going to be helping us?
The KGB has promised to lend us one of their communications satellites so that you and I can talk to each other.
That's it?
They've also put us in touch with a couple of insiders.
Insiders?
There was a defection in September 1960. Do you remember it?
You mean the 2 NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Precisely. Since then, they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation. Their code names are Adam and Eva. I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks. We've also arranged for him to provide you with an escape route. You'll need to rendezvous with him when you get there.
Control. Unidentified aircraft detected. Altitude 30,000 feet. It's fast. Estimated airspeed exceeding Mach 3. Bearing south. I'm about About to lose it.
Adão. O jogo tá alto pra caramba nos meus ouvidos, velho. Eu não escuto nada. Assim que gameplay começar, eu vou parar. É quase 2 horas já de live. Vou dar um tempinho. O que foi, Hades? Sim, meu gato se chama Hades. Olha isso, só nos rolinhos, velho. A cada rolada. Sim, Hades. Que foi, hein, garotão? Isso mesmo. É o meu gato capeta que me atormenta.
This is Snake. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake, let's go over your mission objectives one more time.
Ele é o mestre.
Rescue Sokolov.
Mas eu poderia colocar o nome dele de Naked Snake, que ele é o mestre do stealth.
Then destroy it.
De noite eu vou procurar ele, cadê? Tá escondido, não dá pra enxergar ele.
This mission will be codenamed Operation Snake Eater.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand? You mean it wasn't just a request? What's it to us if the Khrushchev regime is threatened by the Colonel and his faction?
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
And what are the CIA's demands?
Our priorities are the rescue of Sokolov and the destruction of the Shagohod.
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? It came out last year.
Must have missed that one.
Anyway, it's based on a true story about prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished. The prisoners succeed in escaping by using the last remaining tunnel. The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You used the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan.
But
I got the name wrong. The one they escaped in was Harry. Tom was one of the unlucky tunnels. It was discovered by the Nazis before it was finished. I watched the movie again just to make sure. In fact, I even ordered the actual film from the movie company.
yeah, it doesn't sound like the greatest name to use. So what should I call you?
You know, let's just use Zero, like we've been doing all along.
All right then. Major Zero it is. We'll start over from square one.
From square zero. My frequency is 140.85. I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Tristas Sir Master against Dinga Hellguard.
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of fate. Her frequency is the same as during the Virtuous mission, 145.73. She'll be recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also the same, 140.96. And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on the latest in weapons and equipment technology. You'll be going up against some of the world's most advanced weaponry when you infiltrate the research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
Mr. Sigint. Got it.
Adam, your KGB contact, is waiting for you at the abandoned factory up ahead.
The same factory Sokolov was being held in last week.
Yes, meet up with Adam first. He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach the factory. The The whole area has been polluted by the fallout from that nuclear blast. No one else would dare come close. The password is, who are the Patriots? And Lali Lulelo.
Lali Lulelo. Gotcha.
You'll be equipped with a 45 for this mission. Be careful, it's noisy.
I thought standard Fox procedure was procure on-site weapons acquisition.
The circumstances are different this time. You're now on an official mission for the United States government. It will be necessary to make your presence known to a certain extent, to the Khrushchev regime at the very least. But remember, this is still a sneaking mission. Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with extreme caution.
Understood. Commencing Operation Snake Eater.
Comedor de serpentes. Pra mim sempre será cobra comedora. Aí, ó. Bom, eu vou terminar por hoje que já tá bom. Já 2 horas sendo 1h40 de cutscenes. Acho que amanhã eu já continuo já. É isso. Bom. Falou. Agora tem que dar atenção pros gatos que estão enchendo o saco aqui. Até amanhã. Hoje é domingo, eu quero dar uma descansada melhor. Amanhã provavelmente eu faço uma live maior. Falou. Tira a patinha.
Aconteceu sobre ser usado, depois jogado fora pelo enguarda, sobre o noivado com o Rivera, o papel do enguarda em destruir o noivado, sobre como ela decidiu, no seu desespero, com o fim em tudo. Isso é tudo que o Será do Papai disse. Ai, FFC! Tem uma coisa que eu gostaria de dizer. A acusação não tem nenhum interesse em difamar o Sr. Enguarda. Então, por quê? A sugestão meritíssima está parecendo motivo para o assassinato. Não é verdade, testemunha? Sim. Na noite do assassinato, o irmão iria expor o conteúdo da carta ao público. Depois da apresentação, pós-cerimônia, ele ia fazer uma coletiva de imprensa. Minha nossa! Matheus Enguarda valoriza acima de tudo sua imagem refrescante como a brisa da primavera. Por isso que ele tinha que evitar o conteúdo da carta viesse ao público. A qualquer custo. E só pra começar, a gente tá com meta de sub. Eu não gosto muito disso não, mas é só pra gente liberar mais um espaço nos emotes do canal. Meu Deus, tô ocupando o fênix. Não está sendo dúvidas aqui. O objetivo do cliente para matar era obter essa carta suicídio. E a única pessoa que realmente precisava dessa carta assim era o Helder. Não vamos nos esquecer de que o urso com a carta dentro foi encontrado na casa do Helder. Parece que finalmente chegamos à verdade. O motivo do réu foi totalmente egoísta. Ele não merece a compaixão de ninguém. Como é que eu vou escapar dessa? Por que hesita, Fênix? Caso o pai não ligou, então você já sabe o que fazer. Eu sei, tem que continuar e arranjar mais tempo pra ele. Tudo bem? Tem duas provas implacáveis, a estatueta e a carta de suicídio. Talvez de algum jeito eu consiga sair dessa situação usando uma delas. O martelo já tá na mão do juiz, Banks. Anda! A carta de suicídio ou a estatueta? Qual dos dois eu uso? Cara, a carta de suicídio só consegue... Eu tô pensando muito na estatueta, cara. Porque, tipo assim, a gente sabia que a estatueta tava lá.